Hey there guys, my name is Second Cake Lies, and today I'm bringing you a review of the anime Future Diary, because at the moment I'm running out of ideas for content, because it was a good watch, and because at the direct moment when I first do things, you can't give me direct feedback on whether I should continue it or not. So
I'm Fuze, here to make things more interesting and kill all the hostages.
Fuze? What the hell are you doing here?
Did you not hear me? I'm here to make things a hell of a lot more easier on you. And to kill all the hostages, of course.
No, Fuze, you cannot do that. Do you want to make me look bad?
Says you. You're the one who watched this thing. And did you not see that Yuno girl? She's a crazy suka, comrade.
Oh yes, Yuno Gasai. She's one of the main protagonists of the anime, along with the boy of her dreams, Yukitaro Amano. And might I add that Yuno is
a psycho suka?
A yandere. Or a girl or boy that is willing to do anything to get the boy or girl they love. And I mean anything.
Including mass homicide, terrorist attacks, taking hostages, more mass homicide, and beheading a gay guy.
Anyway, I will include this in real quick. We start off with Yuno getting murdered by someone. Keep this in mind, because it's important. The main part of the story follows Yukitaro Amano, who is a normal boy with no friends, spends his time either on his phone, not talking to anyone, or talking to an imaginary friend of his called Diaz. Or so he thinks he is.
Kinda like you, minus that you talk to some real people. Instead of Diaz, it's me, Fuze. And you do almost nothing but talk about Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yeah, did you know that Dzheyk has an SMG, making him the first attacking operator to have one?
I am Fuze. I know this. I am an attack operator.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying again?
Right. Diaz just so happens to be the god of space and time. And then Yuki's phone starts to
act all batshit crazy, aka
he is a diary user. The phone is able to predict the future, hence the name Future Diary. And if the phone is destroyed or something like that, the person will die. And also the person will die if they just straight up die. Yuki's allows him to know what's going to happen before it happens.
Things go normal and he has a cheat sheet in life, then he gets a dead end.
Wow, I'm glad you're getting with the program, Fuze.
No, I just wanted to say that. And might I say that Third has a shitty cosplay. And I know shitty cosplays when I see them. Being a fictional character, no.
Right. Dead ends mean that they will die. Unless they can come up with a way to get out of that situation. This is how we meet Yuno. And together, with the power of darts, they were able to kill Third by breaking his phone with said dart.
And thus the shitty cosplayer died.
Then we learned that there are 12 players. Yuki, Yuno, a dead guy, a cop, a little kid, a cult leader, a couple, an orphan house owner, a terrorist.
Terrorist? Where?
Whoa, calm down, Fuze.
They're not here yet. Never mind.
Now, where was I? Oh yes, a dog trainer, the mayor, and a blind weirdo.
That does about sum it up.
They will all fight to the death in a survival game. All of this is for a chance to become
Tachanka,
the god of space and time, aka replacement for Diaz.
What in the holy fuck is the difference again?
Good point.
So, what happens next?
That, my dear Fuze, is when we meet Ninth. And she tries to kill Yuki, and might as well you know, by blowing up their skull.
So, is she the terrorist?
Yes, Fuze. She is the terrorist.
Hold on. I'll be back.
Hey! You can't do anything about it!
Well, why the fuck not? I mean, she's a terrorist.
Because you're not in the anime, Fuze.
Continue.
Anyway, after a little bit, Yuki is kinda taken hostage.
Well, I would love to write history, but you know what is wrong with the picture.
At this point, we also meet Fourth, aka the cop, who at first helps Yuki, then points his gun at Yuki, then helps Yuki again. Anyway, Yuno and Ninth starts to fight, and then Yuki goes to stab her phone with a dart, and by her I mean Ninth, but he stabs her in the eye instead. So she kinda became a female terrorist version of Capito.
Oh, cool. You want to know what else is cool? Dead hostages.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. After they went on a date, according to Yuno, Yuki finds 3 dead bodies at Yuno's house.
And people say I'm bad.
Anyways, after that, Fourth, Yuki and Yuno form an alliance of sorts and goes after Sixth, aka the cult leader named Tsubaki. And she tries to act like she's not wanting to kill Yuki.
Okay, what the hell is up with everyone wanting to kill Yuki? He's just a poor innocent kid, huh?
I don't know. But after Ninth lost her eye, she was saved by some random guy.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling there's a but in all of this.
There is, Fuze. Fourth, that man was 12th, the blind weirdo.
Oh boy, how great.
So, long story short, after fighting full-on crazy cultists that was being mind-controlled and brought back to life as zombies or some shit, 12th comes in and tries to kill Yuki, Yuno, and Tsubaki. The problem was, for the 3 of them, that there was 5 12ths and they ran around like a bunch of idiots. Yuno finds out the real one by throwing a rock and cuts open his neck with an axe, and he dies. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that he had a timed explosive in his gut, so he would blow up when his dead end comes up. So he blew up.
So I guess some people would say that he went out with a bang, huh?
Sure, let's go with that. So then Tsubaki stabs him in the back and kisses Yuki.
This is not going to end good for her, comrade.
The funny thing is, it doesn't, because Tsubaki gets her ass maimed by Yuno because of it.
Just like Yang, huh?
Yeah, sure. Why not? And for that, they take Yuno hostage.
Well, time to get cluster charge again. See ya.
No Fuse. No cluster charging Yuno. No, bad Fuse. No cluster charging Yuno.
Chunka, damn it.
Anyway, she orders her men to start raping her, and then Yuno's knight in shining armor, Yuki, comes in and saves the day.
With cluster charge, huh?
No Fuse. No cluster charges whatsoever.
Fine. You win. No cluster charges. Idiot.
Anyway, then they kinda do what they did to Third and kill Tsubaki.
Let me guess. No, it's not the cluster charge what I'm guessing. Shut up. Was it with a dart?
Yeah. How did you know?
Dzheyk, my comrade. I'm a figment of your imagination, you stupid idiot.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Anyway, afterwards, Yuno meets Yuki's mom, so yeah.
Oh dear Lord, the Junker!
No worries, Fuse. Yuki's mom actually likes her.
Thank the Lord the Junker, comrade.
But if she did not like Yuno, well, then she would have killed her.
Oh. How do I react to this?
Anyway, at the end of the episode, we find out that there was a little kid whose parents were one of Yuno's many victims.
Oh, duh. Yeah, you remember those massamachild charges I said earlier? That was one of them.
So, the little kid makes Yuno's face for some odd reason, and when he went to show her, he accidentally tripped on the rug while carrying scissors.
Then stabs her!
He tried to stab her. He instead stabbed a cushion that Yuno was holding.
I don't get it. Why would this little kid try to do what I do to hostages? Unless
That's right, Fuse. This kid is 5th. Fuck. Right. Then he caused Yuno to bash in Yuki's mother's skull, and she survived somehow. Pulls a page out of Smoke's book and tries to gas them. Yuki almost dies due to the gas. Yuno somehow survives being electrocuted and stabs the kid, killing him. Yuno got the antidote for said poison, but before she could give it to Yuki, she blacked out.
And they both died together.
No, Ninth came in and gives the antidote to Yuki.
What? But why would she do that? Didn't he kinda, blinded her in one of her eyes?
Well, Fuse, I think Fourth had her do it. I'm pretty sure he did.
But why would he do that? Work with a terrorist. It's not as if, his son's in the hospital and anything.
Wait there, Fuse. Patience. Yuno and Yuki finally get into a new school, and they meet one of their old classmates, Uji Kosaka, and 2 new people, Hinata Hino and Mao Nonasaka. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. And Chanka knows why they would want to check out a crime scene.
Hey, you said it. Way to go, comrade.
Whatever. So with that, Hinata fakes her own death.
Oh, we'll get to that later.
And then they meet a guy who seems to be gay for Yuki, and his name is Aru Akase.
So I guess we all know who his #1 rival of all time is, duh?
Boy, is that true. Anyway, they run into some tower place building thing, and Yuki has no choice but to give away the fact that he's a diary user by helping them fend off dogs that was chasing them. This is where Hinata and Mao comes in, because Hinata, she's the dog trainer, aka 10th's daughter. As they try to get both Aru's and Yuki's diaries, but the Aru guy, he doesn't have a diary.
But how is he not a diary user? He predicted what hand the coin was going to land in her hand in the game. Huh?
Yep. Just trust me on this, Fuse. So then Yuno stabs Mao in the abdomen, and thanks to that, they were able to get Yuki's diary back. And then they all run for their fucking lives from the dogs.
But thanks to Yuki, him and Yuno heads back. Yuno holds Hinata at knife point as a way to get the dogs to be called off, and it works. And Arunoji runs in, and something crazy happened.
Okay, so you pretty much know how Yuno thinks that her and Yuki are boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, Yuki kind of says a little lie to everyone, saying that Yuno is his girlfriend, but that was only to keep Hinata from being murdered from Yuno.
Right, and what does that get everyone? Hinata's daddy tells her that he never loved her, and that he was just using her to become their version of the Chanka. And then he gets shot in the head by Fourth, being the only death not to be from Yuki or Yuno in the whole series. Good job, 10th!
After all of that, they all become buddies, and things are all hunky-dory, minus a terrorist attack-ish on a hospital that Ninth was at, because Fourth told her to watch after his family, and Yuki and Yuno were there too. And Yuki was almost taken hostage by a SWAT team headed by Fourth, and after a small little altercation, just a tiny little altercation, Yuno flashbangs and blinds them all.
Flashbangs them all? More like knock them all out. And seriously, Fourth is a chunka damn cop. He should have been able to stay awake from that.
Oh, Fuse, it was all just plot convenience. All of it, just simple plot convenience.
Oh, duh. I don't know why I always forget about these plot conveniences, as you call them.
So, after that, an actual bomb goes off in his son's room. All thanks to Ninth, of course.
So, time for Rainbow Six, duh? Net.
No, Fuse. Although that would have been cool. Anyway, Fourth holds Yuno at knife point and tells Yuki to put down his gun.
Yuki being a Meredit kid, he doesn't and shoots him in the gut because, Yuki sucks at aiming.
Maybe you would like to help him with his aim, Fuze.
Net. I will let Comrade Glass do that.
So, with that, Fourth is arrested for trying to kill 2 kids and falsely accusing them for killing 10th. Remember, it was Fourth who did it.
But Fourth is just like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going nowhere. And he kills himself by breaking his phone.
So, as a way for the 2 of them to get away from all this, Yuki and Yuno decide to go stargazing.
But then she drugs him and rapes him, duh?
Well, Yuki was drugged, but I don't think Yuno raped him, Fuze.
Oh, right. How could I forget? 2 Americans, only men rape. Never mind, I'm sorry.
I never said that, Fuze.
Huh, that's weird. Other Americans said it. IQ even told me that people said it when she was in college in the States, huh?
Well, just tell IQ that those people were wrong. She takes him to an old hotel, thinking that would protect him from other diary users. This instead almost kills Aru, Oji, and Mao. Yuno also takes Hinata hostage for a little bit. Then she gets her heart broken because she was slapped in the face by Yuki like a bitch.
Don't call her that, okay? Call her Sukata.
Fuze, I'm pretty sure you know this, but that's bitch in Russian.
Well, you know what? Fuck you too, then, Dzheyk.
So, as Yuki and the rest of the gang, minus you know who.
Now, hold on. Stop before it is too late, Dzheyk.
Why? Are you confused about what I'm saying?
Oh, no. You're making buns again. Stop it, Yang!
Fine.
Wow, thanks, Fuze.
Unless you guys kill Adam for me.
Oh, my chunka.
Not right now, Yang. Fuze and I are making a review for Future Diary, like I've stated at the beginning.
Hey, question. Why don't you make a review for Ruby then?
Because, Yang, there's a lot of Ruby reviews out there. Just look at another YouTuber with the same first name as I do.
Oh, Jake One Man Band? What about him?
Well, you see, he does not play Siege, so he is useless to him. Does Jake?
Well, if Jake One Man Band was to play Siege, that would be kinda nice.
I honestly do think Fuze is kind of right, because even throughout the entire Volume 4, you never even saw one of his videos.
Okay, that is it. Shut up, you one-handed Tsuka. Now is not the time for Jake to be arguing with himself.
Yeah, Fuze, you're right. Afterwards, they see 3 of Eighth's apprentices, because she can do that. And then, as safety measures, they take Yuki to Oji's house.
I forget, is that the junior detective or their old classmate?
It was their old classmate. If you were wanting to talk to Jake when he was watching the whole series, maybe you would know this, duh?
Okay, that's it. Stop it, you two. Oh, now, where was I? Oh, yes. After they get there, they try to kill the cell tower on the property. At first, that backfires because Yuno shows up and fucks up everything. And Yuno is tied up for her being, well, Yuno.
Nah, I just think he's more into that bondage kind of stuff, huh?
No, stop it, Fuze.
Hi, Diane, the new police chief. What's his name again?
His name is Misumi Nishojima.
Him. He said a pretty funny line when the 2 of the apprentices of Aves came in. It was like how liberals think of your police these days, Jake.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. He said something on the line of, "Time to open a can of police brutality," and then he got knocked the fuck out.
So after Yuki and Yuno gets away from them, they are in a room with the couple that broke in. That's right, they chase him down into a small little room, I think in the attic?
Maybe. Anyway, Oji and Aru are able to shut off the cell tower. But that helps them none whatso-fucking-ever.
Wait, but how? If they're not affected, then does that mean they're...
That's right, Fuze.
The couple that is after Yuno and Yuki are none other than Marco and I. Wait. I? That's a weird name. Well, I think it's spelled AI, and by think I mean I looked it up. Oh, really? Thanks, Fuse. No problems, comrade. No problem. Anyway, it is Marco and I, the users of the 7th diary. Then they all fight and the 7ths win and take Yuki's phone. Oh yeah, and they burn Oji's house down. So, yeah. Rip him. Leave no proof it ever happened. Yuki is in the hospital now, and we see that 9th is his nurse. For some reason. We also meet his dad, and after a few games set and rigged by 9th, we find out that the reason Yuki's parents divorced was because his dad was like Fuse with hostages. But with money. Yeah, very funny. Make fun of the poor innocent Fuse. Wait, I just realized I'm not very innocent since I'm a counter-terrorist. I know, right? Anyway, he later on tells him in a letter that he has a way to finally get out of debt. Not about that bad, but when we go back to Yuno, we find out that someone, probably 8th or 11th, whoever they are, wants his dad to break his phone and pretty much killing his own son. Fuse, do remember, his dad is stupid. Duh. So I guess he's kinda like the White Mask, minus the fact that, he isn't a terrorist, like 9th. So with that, Yuno decides to try to kill Yuki's dad by stabbing him. But Yuki stops her, and Yuno tells him that his dad was looking for his phone the night before. And that lie he used to be able to try to make his dad think she wasn't trying to kill him was involving cake. Wait a minute. He lied to her when he said she sucks because they're pretty much boyfriend and girlfriend again without even them knowing. The second lie was about cakes. The second lie, and it was about cakes. Whoa. Don't hurt yourself trying to think of some stupid random bullcrap to involve me with the anime, Fuse. Why, when it clearly does involve you, dumbass? How does it involve me, might I ask? Well, he said 2 lies. One of them involved cake, and it just so happened to be the second one. And your YouTube channel is called The Second Cake of Lies. Boom! You were involved in Future Diary before you ever heard about it, comrade. Fuse? It's something called coincidence. And this whole idea you have has nothing to deal with the plot. And don't even get me started about when Yang interrupted. Duh, I know, comrade. You were not trying to make puns, but then they just slipped out, and then Yang heard you make puns and came out. Continue with what you were saying, anyway. Thank you, Fuse. Then Yuno gets a call from the 7th saying not to kill Yuki's father. You know what? Now I want the 7ths to stay alive at least for a little bit. Like, I don't know, a few months. That way they can have a family now. Fuse, with the amount of time they have left, which probably isn't a whole lot, them having a family is physically impossible, but why do you want them to have a family now, Fuse? Go ahead, tell me. Well, before you were such a spoil sport, at least that's what I think the saying is, I wanted them to have a family, that way they could have a show called The 7th Family. It would be like the Brady Bunch. Minus Tom. Minus Tom? What? As in Tom Brady? The Patriots quarterback and Super Bowl 51 MVP? Fuse, like I already stated, he's a football player, not a childhood actor. Well, I just thought he's famous, and his last name is Brady, so I just assumed he was one of the Brady. Well, you were wrong. Anyway, so they go to some tower, and more fights break loose. Yuno's right, and Papa Yuki breaks Yuki's phone, but it was actually a fake, so he actually didn't break his phone. Yuki's phone was actually in Ai's bouquet of flowers. Wait. You mean to tell me The Sevenths were getting married?
Yes, Fuse. They were, for some odd reason. I have no idea why.
Worst wedding ever.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Yuki and Yuno outsmart them, and it pretty much turns into a 1-on-2 fight in Yuki and Yuno's favor, and then Yuno slits Ai's throat.
Then the place starts to fall apart like favelas when it's not reinforced, huh?
Then they go to escape, and once again, Yuki's dad fucks everything up. How, you might ask? Well, he takes the parachute they were going to use, jump out, and Yuki's mom starts yelling at him and tells him that he needs to tell the police everything he knows. And, well, how do I say this?
He fucking stabs her and kills her.
Anyway, Marco then risks his life to save Ai. Knowing that it is impossible for her to continue, or something on that line, he lets Yuki and Yuno go and dies alongside his lover.
Makes me sick.
No worries, Fuse. Marco got impaled.
Never mind. He died for a good cause. Still worst wedding ever, though.
True. But when Yuki finds out his mom is dead, he blacks out. When he tries to get his dad to commit to his crime, and his dad refuses at first, but then they try to go stargazing, and he admits he did it. But
the loan sharks come in and kill him, causing Yuki to go out batshit crazy and kill most of them. The last person of the loan sharks still alive was killed by Yuno. Now Yuki wants to win to bring his parents back, and then he cries. No, really. The ending of that episode is just Yuki in Yuno's arms, crying like a baby.
Hey, I don't blame him. I mean, what would you do if your dad was about to face the music of killing your mother, and then he was killed by loan sharks?
I would treat them like hostages, but I would not cry like a baby afterwards.
Fuse, you have to remember, Yuki is like, what, 15, 16-ish years old?
Net, he's 14.
14? And this anime is like 2 years old, so in retrospect, I'm older than the main protagonist.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. You're 17!
Okay, Fuse, look, my age like 2 years ago was around 15. That would make me older than him by a year.
Wait, we didn't know what the operators would look like until the open beta, so that means he's not a shitty cosplay of me.
No, Fuse, he's not. So, with that said, we come near the end of the 90 days, with like 9-ish episodes remaining in the series. What? Really? Huh. Man, does that mean like time flies by fast in anime or something? Fuse, have you ever seen the Dragon Ball anime, like any of them ever?
Net? Why is that?
Well, let's just say it will prove that you're a dumbass, Fuse.
You know what? I'll just take your word on that, comrade.
Yeah, I would too in your position. Anyway, 11th tells Deus to kick Yuki and Yuno out of the games because they did not show up to the things in Deus's dimension for like the past 5 days. But they do have good reason.
You see, they set up Valkyrie cameras everywhere, and they find out 11th is actually the mayor of the city.
Yes, but instead of black eye cams, they used Yuki's diary and had him zone out in town hall while the bigwigs were talking about shutting down the orphanage that is owned by 8th, in which 11th is successful.
So, how many do we have left again? Like 5, duh?
Yep, 5 is what we have left, Fuse. Mind telling us who they are?
Yuki, Yuno, orphan house lady, white mask member.
Fuse, 9th doesn't actually wear a white mask.
You know what I mean. And we also have the mayor. Who will win? Who will die next? All of this and more after
you find out that Yuki's speech is just like WWE and it's scripted, and Yuki and Yuno later on kill a bunch of orphans.
Meh. All side characters. Never liked them, duh?
This makes 8th give 11th her diary.
Which is a server, might I add.
And it's at this point where we find out that Yuno is a fake or some shit. How, you might ask? Well, the bodies in her room, yeah, she buried them in her backyard, and one of the three was a match with an umbilical cord. That umbilical cord was from the orphanage house that Yuno was adopted from. And so they all concluded that she was an imposter. Now hold on to this info. It is important as well.
And then later, 9th tries and fails to kill both 11th and 8th. And then, Masumi, I think it is pronounced, and 9th, yeah, they get together or something.
Yeah, it's pronounced Masumi. And he also dies.
Wait, what? How?
He died that way he could protect 9th. Because the two of them, Hinata, Mao, and Oji, they tried to kill 11th, but failed to do so. Also, Yuki and Yunzo was kinda using them like shields.
Ah, well, aren't they great friends? And I take it that, Yuki, he didn't believe the four of them, huh?
Nope.
But then they get to a vault,
Brought to you in part by Voltec. What was his vault called? Vault 111? Get it?
Yeah, I get it, but hold on, Fuze. So then they pull a Cavetta and they kill 11's bodyguard in order to get a key card and pin code to the door.
Ah, yeah. Great, dumbass. Employee of the year right there.
But there was a second door, and after a few shots with the card and code, it didn't work. So then Yuki and 9th starts fighting again, and Yuki actually wins this time by shooting her in the gut, because remember, he sucks at aiming, and also he didn't want to actually kill her. So then he goes to try it again, and then 9th feels pity and actually remembers her past self, and is just like, he's kind of like me back in the day. Wusses. So she decides, why not blow up the doors?
That failed too.
So then Yuno gets in contact with Yuki and tells him to go after 8th, and he does exactly what she tells him to.
I would like to add this in real quickly. The only way to get through the second door is via a retinal scanner that only let Mr. and Mrs. Gasai, because, they're the ones that own the bank they're in, which is Yuno's parents, which were two of the three bodies in the giant hole in her backyard, their adopted daughter, which everyone knows is Yuno, and 11th himself.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Fuse. This is also evidence for a point later on in the series, which isn't much longer. Anyway, Yuno gets in, and while 11th is shocked to see her there, he gets shot in the head and he dead.
Wait, he shot her and killed him? Are you sure it wasn't somebody else? Are you pretty sure, there wasn't somebody, they, forced a retinal scan or something and he didn't mention anybody else that could get in?
Nope. Because if there was anybody else that could have it done, Fuse, they would have mentioned it, and there would have been another dead body outside the door. So, yeah.
But how? If the real Yuno was in the backyard, then how the hell did she actually get through? Did termites go into this series, Dzheyk?
She used the retinal scan. So, wait, does that mean she is the real Yuno?
Yes. And no.
What do you mean by that, comrade?
Yeah, all in good time, Fuse. All in good time.
Okay, but this answer better come quick, comrade.
So, after that, the world starts to tear itself a new asshole.
And by that we mean that the space-time continuum is starting to fall apart.
And we also find out that everything Ara has done was all thanks to Dios, because Dios, he created him just to be a pawn to keep the games going along and all that.
Yeah, even the fact that he was gay for Yuki. Weird.
Then Wright is about to become absolutely nothing once again. He becomes an apprentice to 8th, and then they start to run away. Yuno and Aru starts to fight. Yuno's on the verge of losing and stabs herself in the abdomen.
Not in anything vital, just to where Aru would leave her at be. Duh. He also patches her up because he knows that Yuki would hate him for that. And then calls Yuki and tells him that Aru tried to kill her. And I can't blame her for doing that. I mean, he kinda was, trying to kill her. At the same time, Hinata, Mao, and OG get shot and killed by Yuki because they tell him that he can't bring his parents back, and they're right, by the way. You know who can revive teammates? Duck. And then Aru kisses Yuki, pretty much shouting out that he's gay. I do hope he does know this, but Yuno saw that. With that, Aru tries to tell Yuki that Yuno is not all good and will kill him if need be. And that he can't bring his parents back. And then they fight again and he breaks Yuno's. So, wait, does that mean Yuno is dead now, comrade?
Nope.
You see, Fuze, that one was a fake. Then she slits his throat. And does that kill him? Not yet, Fuze. He shows Yuki a text that tells him exactly what he was trying to tell him. And then, take it away, Fuze! Off with his head! After that, Ace tells Yuki to make the world a better place for all kids to grow up in, because that was the only reason she was doing it, was for the kids that Yuki and Yuno killed, days before. It's funny how things work, huh? Kinda. Anyway, it is around this time that Murmur, that annoying thing that's with DS all the time that I never mentioned until now? Yeah, her. She claims to be the god of space and time. And then our beloved heroes Yuki and Yuno kill her and they both win. Yay! She is doing it until a winner is decided. So there's only one winner, so it's not like the Hunger Games anymore, I guess. With this, Yuki and Yuno are the only diary users left. And, the whole world is fucked anyway. But the way to spend being the last two people alive in the survival game by doing the dude, huh? Oh my chunk of Fuse. What? What did I do here? I did nothing wrong. Look, I was only going to lightly mention this, but you guys remember when Yuno first met his mom and she told Yuki to keep the rascal covered until he was married? Duh. What about it? Yeah, he didn't do what his mom told him to do. And then they had the sex. And then after they had the sex, they talked for a little bit.
After talking, they fight. Not as unusual, you take out the trash. No, you take out the trash, Suka. It's more like a fight to the death.
And after being chased by Yuno with an axe, cause what else would it be, we find out who Yuno really is. For you see, she actually is not from this time. Yeah, you're right on the money there, Fuse. She came in from a DeLorean because she is from the future. Kinda. You see, she is from a timeline where she won the survival games by tricking Yuki into killing himself. But she had a good reason. She would win and, bring him back. We already know that.
And because of this, she wishes to go back into a time where Yuki is still alive. And that's where the first scene in the anime comes in.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Yuno killed herself. Well, kinda. So, about one episode later, Ninth comes back. Duh, but she's not in the game anymore. She's just there to keep Murmur from, fucking everything up because she's actually the first world's Murmur. And then we get to the 90th day, and they go through space and time to save Third World Yuno from
first world, because she wants to repeat the same thing over and over and over again.
And they fucking destroyed their school, and then a bunch of shit started to go down.
That's right, Fuse. The whole idea of the survival games come down to a screeching halt within the third world, because third is caught by 12th. Sixth parents don't die, because that was her backstory. Fifth's parents don't join the cult, aka dying. Seventh, well, I don't know what happens with them, and the same with 8th, 9th, and 11th. Well, 11th brings up the games are a bad idea, so Diaz is just saying, yeah, let's not do that. Let's find another way to find out who my next of kin will be.
All just because Psycho Yuno wanted to have 3 Yukis all to herself. God damn, let the other Yunos have a shot. Oh, duh, and Yuno and Murmur pretty much kill 9th.
Meanwhile, puts Yuki into a thing that is like a perfect world to him, minus that she's not there. Hell, it's as if she was never even born.
Wait, why would she think he would never wanted her a part of his life, comrade?
'Cause what is it that you called her again at the beginning?
A psychosuka. Okay, I guess that works.
Pretty much. And because she wanted him to be happy, so both his parents were alive and still together. But before they could do the one thing that he always wanted to do with them, and guess what that is, Fuse?
I know exactly what it is. Stargazing.
Yep. He tells him that something doesn't feel right.
And they don't feel right, comrade.
So then, after a little bit, Yuki's able to break free from this thing, along with the second world's Murmur, who beats the first world's Murmur, and he saves the third world Yuno, and tells the first Yuno to end it. So, she does.
So she stabbed herself.
That ends up killing her, and Yuno and Yuki have one last kiss before she dies. And Yuki is taken away to become the new
Tachanka!
No, Fuse. He became the new god of space and time.
Like I said before, comrade, it's pretty much the same thing.
The thing is, there's nothing for him to really do. His world is destroyed.
That might be true, but can't he just build a new one, comrade?
Yeah, but he'd rather have the void. Kind of like how he feels like without Yuno around.
Ah, how sweet of him. Don't care.
Yeah, I knew you would say something like that, Fuse. As for the third world, we get to see what would have happened if the games never happened. Yuno is socially acceptable. She had friends and all, and her family is happy once again thanks to Yuki, the god of space and time, that saved her. Third is in jail. Fourth is a good police chief. Fifth is a normal kid. Sixth is doing something. I is pregnant with Marco's baby.
The seventh spunk do 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 do, the seventh spunk do 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 do, and that's how we get the seven sponge. Do 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 do.
Will you just shut up, Fuse?
For now, at least I got to have my moment, comrade.
Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, 8th and 11th worked together to do something with the orphanage in the city, political stuff. 12th is visiting 3rd, pretty much mocking him. And 9th and Masumi is married and have kids.
And I find it funny, when she failed to kill 8th and 11th, she said something about her not being a very good mother and a wife, yet here she is in the third world, married to Masumi's, the third world incarnation of Masumi.
I know, right? But with Yuki, I was kinda sad a little bit. You see, there was some girl that he liked before Yuno was killed by the first Yuno, and yeah, he started dating her or something in the third world.
Hold on, comrade. I know how to save the Yuki X Yuno shipping.
Oh, really? And how might that be, Fuse?
Well, it's very simple, comrade. I give her the hostage surprise, huh?
Wait, Fuse,
You mean kill her with the cluster charge? Duh. Is that a bad thing, comrade? Yes, it is a bad thing, Fuse. You can't just go around cluster charging people. Well, I don't know why you're complaining. I mean, you even said you're upset that Yuki is dating the girl, duh? Yeah, okay, I know I prefer Yuki x Yuno over any other shipping in the series, but this is the third world, Fuse, not the one that matters. That's the second world. Comrade, what do you not remember from a few moments ago? When you clearly told me this, that the second world is gone. It is destroyed. There is nothing left but Yuki and Murmur. Yeah, you are right. But that's not unless Yuki starts to get his shit together and starts to make a new world. Well, you know what? Good for him. I'd like for him to even try making a new world with his, crippling depression. But why I bring this up is because his diary rewrites itself and it starts to shine light in his void and someone calls his name. It kind of sounds like Yuno. What? But how is that even fucking possible? I have no clue. Well, was there anything after the credits, comrade? No, Fuse, you don't get it. That was after the credits. Although, in a video I did see by Simply Grouch, link in the description, in the manga it said something about, smashing space and time with a hammer. Comrade, you do know that there's only one hammer that can do that, duh? Oh, Chonka. Sledge's hammer! Okay, then. So, with that, we conclude our review for Future Diary. All in all, I loved the anime, and it was a very good series to watch for anyone who likes yandere or psychological horror-based anime. It's now time for ratings, comrade. What do you say? 10 out of 10 dead hostages? I'm not really good with ratings, so I'll let you decide on whether or not you should watch it. And if you do, you'd be able to get a lot more in-depth of a look at it, because this review was only brief at best, even though it's fucking long as shit. Not bad for your first review on channel, duh, comrade? Yeah, I guess you're right. It took a bit of time to make this, because it took me like 3 days to make this script, and like the rest of the time afterwards was just me recording all of it, so yeah. And yes, I am admitting I wrote a script for this. Duh, because we all know there is no way he could have done this without one. Trust me, I should know. Being a voice of his. So, with this, I would like it for you to like, comment anything I forgot, and I will let you know if I forgot it or just didn't add it in. And subscribe for mostly Siege-related things, and maybe some other stuff like, I don't know, more reviews or something like that. Don't know if it will be, but at least I have stuff to occupy my time with, right, Fuse? I got an idea, comrade. How about we try something called Fuse Reacts? To keep things interesting on the channel, duh? You know what, Fuse? That's not a bad idea. So, with that, Fuse and I bid you adieu. Bye! And don't forget to cluster charge all the hostages! Okay, but in all honesty, I really do appreciate it if you guys would, do all the stuff I mentioned, because it literally took me like an entire fucking week to get this from a script after I finished watching the series all the way to now, where I'm done with it, I'm done with all the recording, and I'm potentially uploading this onto the channel. So, I would appreciate it. Next content will either be a review for Kill a Kill, because it's honestly one of my most favorite animes of all time, or if I'm not able to do that by time the next mid-season reinforcements come out, mid-season reinforcement will be my next project. So, with that, guys, I'm also considering redoing the situations in Siege with the new since, I have it updated, and within the first episode of that, I might also leave in a little video I didn't upload, but like a little few second clip of whenever I played online with one of my friends. Yeah, I know I finally got to play online. Woo! But with all that, guys, like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. If you have any decent or good animes besides, the obvious like One Punch Man, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, don't comment any of those. I would like to mention this too. Fuck, I don't even remember what it was. Right. The whole part with like the mock wedding, I forgot to mention that because like I was just like sitting here, I was done voice recording for the day, and I was just like, fuck, I forgot to add in the mock wedding. So don't mention that in the comments because I honestly forgot to mention that, so I'm just mentioning it now that they had a mock wedding and all that. So, yeah. Bye.
It's a